Can we have the video, please? Wonderful. Can I have my slides on the main screen, please? Sharing it in a second. I hope you see the main slide now. So, a very good afternoon to every one of you, and welcome to the very first webinar in a series of 6 webinars that we are having. The event that we are looking forward to with all of you together is iMobilothon, co-presented by Volkswagen ID Services India Private Limited and SKODA Auto Volkswagen India Private Limited and SKODA Auto Digilab. We have talked already a lot about this program, which has 6 problem statements, one single virtual event, and we have, of course, infinite opportunities. So thank you for showing that resonance. Thank you for that overwhelming interest that you have shown in the event. And a lot of people have been asking us a lot of technical questions. So we thought, why don't we bring the experts, the SMEs from the field, and have them present to you. So here is the URL for the event, iMobilothon, and here is in a quick view schedule for all the 6 webinars. So we have webinars going on for 1 hour each on 3 days, 20th, so today, 21st of July and 22nd of July, so 3 days in a row. Today we have two topics from 2 to 2:30 and 2:30 to 3, and tomorrow and day after it will be 3:30 to 3 3 to 3:30 and 3:30 to 4 o'clock. And yeah, the experts from the field will come and talk to us today. For the very first session we have, which is data sensing, we have 2 experts who have joined us. So may I welcome Ajay Parulekar and Anuj Dound. Thank you so much for taking out time from your schedules and talking to people. So I'm handing over the stage to you. It's 2:05 and I'll give you a verbal check around 2:20. Over to you guys. Have fun.
Okay, thank you, Parag. Thank you for the introduction. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anuj Down. I take care of customer loyalty products and customer loyalty programs at SKODA Auto Volkswagen India. So primarily, I look at SKODA as well as Volkswagen brands from the after-sales products perspective for our customers. So we are in a constant state of innovation and development of new products in order to ensure that our customers stay with us longer, have a very competitive total cost of ownership, and towards that we work towards development of many products like extended warranty or maintenance services, among other things. So uh, what we have today as the topic is data sensing. So there is a lot of data being generated right from a customer opening an inquiry with the dealership to going through the entire purchasing cycle, uh, buying the vehicle, and then throughout the ownership period. So it's not just the vehicle that they're purchasing, they're also purchasing a service from us. It's an experience they are getting from us. And our constant endeavor is to enhance that experience so that our customers stay with us longer and upgrade to a vehicle from the Volkswagen group and continue that journey further ahead. So I will just try and present my slide. If Ajay is here, maybe he can also introduce himself.
Ajay is facing some technical challenges, so he will join shortly.
Sure, sure. So okay, then I can start with the presentation that we have and just give you a brief idea about what is the project about and what we are looking for, right? Uh, Let me know when you're able to see the slide, if I can have my presentation over.
Yes, we are able to view it.
Okay, can we switch to the presentation mode then? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Uh, so the project brief is something that we uh, call data sensing. So what is available with us in terms of data? So we have a lot of structured and unstructured data. When we talk about our internal sources, as I said earlier, the entire process of the customer journey throughout the company. So we have the sales data, then we have the after sales data like the service history of the vehicle, what kind of parts they've replaced, what kind of failures they've had, what kind of accessories they've purchased with us. Then there are loyalty platforms. So we have loyalty products, as I said earlier, that they purchase extended warranties from us, annual maintenance packages, RSA. So what kind of products have they purchased from us? What kind of consumption do they have? So whether a customer runs more than 20,000 kilometers a year or whether he runs less than 5,000, that kind of things. And marketing campaigns. Uh, you must be aware that a lot of companies, not just in automotive, even in retail and other segments, there are constant marketing campaigns going on. You receive a lot of messages, you receive a lot of emails. We want to so how the customer responds to those campaigns is also recorded at all these companies. So that data is somewhere available with us. When you talk about e-commerce, Audi has their own accessories platform. So there's a lot of data there. We have a customer app for SKODA as well as Audi. Our customers interact with us uh, uh, for service history, for booking online services. We even have an online booking app for vehicles now. And of course, the connected car tech, wherein we constantly get the vehicle telematics data. So all of these internal sources of data are available, not necessarily in the same system. Okay. Then we also look at external sources, like of course our customers have social media accounts. There is concierge services for Audi and financial services. So till now we had Volkswagen Financial Services and who worked with the retail customers through retail loans. Then we also have some uh, external service providers who used to give us maintenance packages. So there's a lot of data about financial services as well. So these are the internal sources, external sources, uh, divided in different systems, not necessarily talking to each other. Uh, there are some unique identifiers among these, and these need to be identified. It can be maybe a phone number or the vehicle identification number. So any of these. what is required, what are we looking for. So when we talk about data sensing, what we are basically looking at is information that is easy, it is comfortable to consume on a single platform. So right now we have disparate platforms, it's difficult to get all the data at once to understand who a customer is, what, how is he owning his vehicle, what kind of experience he's having with us. So when we say at a single platform, so when you look at a customer, we want the demographic info, the transactional info with our service and products part of it, the digital footprint of the customer. Is he interacting with us on the website? Is he interacting uh, on the app? What kind of social media assets of the company are they using, or are they, like they're visiting our Instagram page, they're visiting our Facebook page? Are they interacting with us? uh, Risk data through the financial services, we can also identify that the risk and KYC data. And as I said earlier, the campaign responses, are they getting our campaigns that we're doing, are they getting our messages and emails, are they responding to, are they opening those emails, are they clicking on it? So are we able to reach them with the necessary messages or not? So these are different things. Of course, all of this has to be within the GDPR framework, and the customer consent has to be there to use the social media assets and the risk and KYC data. When we talk about the vehicle, we would want to know what all vehicles the customer owns, not just a Volkswagen Group vehicle, but even maybe another brand. When we come to the Volkswagen vehicles, what kind of usage patterns they have. This can be available from the connected car tech, and also from the service history that we have. So we can understand how many kilometers does a customer run, where is this vehicle moving around, what kind of service centers is the vehicle visiting, and of course what kind of after sales products and services they have. When you talk about that, we have the AMC, the extended warranty, accessories. We also, when the customer comes in for a service, we understand if they have, for the sports purposes, whether they have enhanced the performance of their cars. So something like that, if we understand, we are able to know that this customer requires XYZ things. So if we have all this information on a single platform, we can view it better, we can get more insights. And what do we want to do with those insights? What do we want to do with having all this information on a single platform? So we these are just the possible applications that I'm talking about, not necessarily limited to this. Again, what is required, what we just spoke about, these 9 blocks, the data is not limited to these 9, but whatever your imagination, through your imagination, you can give us on a single platform through different columns of data. We are open to that. So in terms of application, we want to improve the ownership experience of the customers. We want to retain them longer. We want to let them know that they're important to us. How do we do that? So once we have this data through AI ML, we want to provide a personalized experience at dealerships. So if a customer is coming in and he's eligible for, let's say, an extended warranty, or he's due for renewal of his AMC, we want our dealership staff to know that beforehand, and then offer the customer the best possible product that suits his requirements. It can be a combo of different products, it can be a single product. In case there are any offers running, that can be given to the customer even before the customer reaches the workshop. So through our telecallers and uh, through emails or other modes of communication. Personalized service, product and service offers. So if we know that a customer uses his vehicle, uh, higher, the kilometer running of the vehicle is higher, we have products in our portfolio which are designed based on the usage of a customer. So a normal customer who doesn't use his vehicle much in the city, maybe 10-15 kilometers a day, we have a particular product for him which includes the basic maintenance. If we know that a customer uses more than 100, 150, 200 kilometers a day on a regular basis, we can provide him with something which is more comprehensive, with more repair items as well. Because as the vehicle runs longer, there are chances of wear and tear, higher chances of wear and tear. So we have products that way. So we want to offer the customers some personalized products and services. Predictive maintenance and analysis. When we talk about this, we have vehicle telematics with Audi, with other brands also. It will be coming on soon. So we want to understand what kind of service the vehicle needs in case, for example, the oil consumption is higher. So we want to let the customer know that you can turn in your vehicle to the service center for an oil top up, or maybe your brakes are worn out, you need to replace them within the next 2000 3000 kilometers. So if we can provide this kind of information to the customer, uh, let's say the battery rating is going lower, so you need to replace your battery to avoid any kind of a stoppage or breakdown of the vehicle in between. So these are some of the inputs that we want to give the customer so that the ownership experience is enhanced. They are able to use their vehicles optimally, and the failures are less, the downtime is less. Our service centers are able to help them in a much better way. Other than all these things, this is just related to the vehicle, the customer, and service center. We also want to engage our customers outside the Volkswagen world. So we want to be where the customer is going today. So that's where our external sources of data, the concierge services, the social media will help us understand that whoever is our target customers, what do they like, what are their preferences. That will help us design our loyalty programs in order to include certain benefits and privileges which they will enjoy. They will want to own an Audi, Skoda, or a Volkswagen just to be part of these experiences as well. So this is something in brief that I have talked about. uh, so whatever platforms, whatever new technologies you can think of to enable these uh, the points that I just said, we are open to that. So if maybe Ajay is there, he can add, or we can open for questions now.
Uh,
No, perfectly put it, Anuj. Let's wait for some questions. Maybe I'll jump in then.
Sure.
That was incredibly power packed set of slides, and you put it so well and to the point. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I didn't have to give you any time check. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who has joined us live, we just heard about what can we expect on data sensing. So through whichever medium you have logged in to us, LinkedIn or Facebook, or directly through this link, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, and our colleagues will bring them to our experts, and then we will answer them. We have another 11 minutes for more question and answers till we start with our next session.
Okay, so I have one question from my side, Anuj. So when we are talking about the data, so it's okay. Now we have one question from the participant. So let's go with that. We have one question from Vishal. So hi, could you give a brief idea of how you will judge application submitted by startup? So Anuj and Ajay, can you give us your views? So what are some judging criteria you will consider for this particular program?
So, hi, Ajay here. Judging criteria, I think itself it's very vast. Of course, the project is little complex. However, the whole thought process for bringing the data on one platform will be judged. Which technologies you are proposing, which AI/ML platforms you are proposing, will of course come into the picture. Apart from that, when you are doing this, how you have taken care of overall data security and privacy measures in place, or compliance or governance of the data. And last but not the least, of course, the whole technology. So to summarize my answer, there will be three stash. One is a business stash, second is a tech stash, and third one is overall logics or predictive stash, which will of course plow some money back to us, or a return on investment based on the use cases. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So we have another question from Gaurav Das. So he's asking, are you expecting end-to-end ML solution? So it's an interesting question. So
Yes, of course. Means end to end is right from sourcing to so sourcing of the data, analyzing the data, storing the data,
Mhm.
then again preparing what you call it correction of the data, then preparing the meaningful observations, and then analytics. So end to end is what we are
And
looking at.
probably towards the end also some kind of uh, suggestions or action points for the end, for my customer facing applications and customer facing stuff. So some kind of action points as well, if you can recommend through AI.
Mhm. Okay. We have one more question from Avin Jain. What is the percentage of analytics that has been achieved at present through a common platform? Okay, to answer that, so I can answer that, Avin. So we are doing hell lot of analytics over here, and we are looking for the best solution. So if you have any better solution, do come up with it. Okay. Okay. That's it. Over to you, Parag. Parag, you're on mute.
My bad. Yeah. Uh, Typical classic case. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Kaustubh. Yeah. So, thank you, both of you. Thank you, Anuj. And thank you, Ajay, for being here and throwing some light on the area of data sensing. And I think this is one of the hot selling cakes in not only in the terms in the context of hackathon, but also in general. Looking at the time, we have 7 minutes left for the next session to start. Um, we can wait for next questions to come up.
Yes.
And yeah,
We have one more question from Deepak Singh. So he's asking,
fantastic.
we should be focusing on what I say entire customer analytics suite, where we can talk about customer acquisition, customer growth, customer retention. These three areas need to be dealt simultaneously.
Sure,
So is my
sure.
understanding correct? So he's asking that.
Yes, absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
Yes. Mhm. Okay.
Let's give it a couple of more minutes for others to ask any questions. Otherwise, we will kind of start with a pre-video for the next session because I just saw our next co-guest speaker has also arrived.
Mhm. Okay, I have one question with me. So when we talk about data, so data privacy also interesting topic. So what are some precaution or the method we should use? So it's question to you, Anuj.
Basically, when we talk about data privacy, we should be very cautious about the fact that there is no personally identifiable information available to any of the specific users of the platform. That is the main thing. Anything at an aggregate level is good enough for us to work. So even if we talk about any kind of AI or ML working, it has to be at an aggregate level and not at a personal level. But of course, the output has to be on an individual level. So as long as we are not in the personally identifiable information is not exposed, we are good enough. And during the collection of data, also the customer consent is very important for us. So that part has to be taken care of throughout the process.
Mhm.
I think this would be one of the most crucial factors in even filtering the next entries, because anything that violates these any of these rules wouldn't qualify, wouldn't be usable for our next step.
Mhm.
Yes, Parag, and I would like to mention couple of points. As Anuj rightly mentioned, so there are types of data what Anuj has also presented. So one very interesting part is to keep the customer data, customer private data intact, and then working on AI ML platform to generate or predictive analysis based on other things like his lifestyle,
Hmm.
his driving behavior with the telematics data what we have provided, or any other use cases, and those each of these sections, so we have around 30-35 data points of each customer. For each of the data point we have some privacy related things, and how we balance the whole act to get this done is an art, and that's exactly what we will look at.
Okay, that's nice. We have one more question from Mehak. Will we be only using data points provided to us? So no, Mehak, you can utilize your own data set. So as long as you are using open source or legitimate data set, we have no issue. Okay. Okay. That's it then. I think Parag, we can move forward now.
Okay, then I am assuming there would be some part of the fresh audience coming in to join us for the next session, and just to set some tone, let me again start with a very nice video. For the first session, data sensing, I would like to really sincerely thank Ajay and Anuj who joined us. Thank you for taking out time from your schedules and throwing light in very short and crisp manner. And Anuj, thank you for joining us for the second session, two consecutive sessions. Thank you so much. And let's start with the video.
Thank
I
you.
am
Thank you.
sure.
Thank you.
I want to start a video. A request to the Incubate team. Can we have it on the screen, please? Well, that was a restream of a very power packed video. Let me share my screen quickly. Now you should be able to see my screen, the slide. So, uh, once again, good afternoon and welcome to all of you who have joined for the second session for in a series of total 6 sessions, webinars on the iMobilothon themes. We have Volkswagen ID Services India Private Limited co-organizing the event with SKODA Auto Volkswagen India Private Limited and SKODA Auto Digilab. We have a super exciting virtual hackathon, which we are calling iMobilothon, and as the name suggests, it's a very fine combination of mobility solutions and technology together. So we have in total 6 topics. There is going to be one virtual event, and there are simply countless opportunities. As you can see on the slide, this is the website that has all the details that you will need to know about the event, including who can participate, what are the timelines, what are some super exciting prizes, and so on. And here is a list of 6 topics that we are talking about in within scope of this hackathon, and this has generated a lot of interest amongst all the 3 participant groups, and we have been receiving a lot of queries, especially technical queries. What do you expect, what are some criteria, and so on. So we thought of inviting you to this series of webinar. We have some field experts, some subject matter experts who will throw some more light on each of these topics. We just had a quick webinar on data sensing, very informative at that. And we are about to start with social media outreach and uh, customer retention. So our speakers are right here. I welcome Sunil Kumar, and I welcome again Anuj Dound, and thank you so much for taking out time from your busy schedules. And the stage is all yours. I will give you a verbal time check if at all required 10 minutes before the show ends. That will be 2:50. Over to you guys. Have fun. So, Sunil and Anuj, over to you.
Sunil, you're mute. You might want to unmute.
Sunil, you aren't audible, and Anuj, if you are there, you aren't visible as of now. Yeah, so the stage is all yours.
Okay, so I'll start. I think Sunil, we were not able to hear you right now. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anuj Dound. I look after the customer loyalty for Skoda and Volkswagen at the Skoda Auto Volkswagen Group India. So basically, we design a lot of after-sales products for customers to ensure their ownership experience is good and they're retained with us for longer. So as part of this, we have a lot of extended warranty products. We have maintenance packages. We also have some loyalty programs that we are working on. Uh, so this project of customer social media outreach and customer retention is very important to us from the perspective of reaching out to our lost customers and our current inactive customers. Uh, Sunil will uh, probably guide you through the details of the project that uh, we are working or we are looking at for a solution here. So I believe.
Sunil will rejoin again.
Sure,
Please
sure,
give
sure.
him a couple of minutes.
Okay. So as long as Sunil is joining, so Sunil is of course my colleague from Volkswagen, who looks after the Volkswagen business, after sales service business. So that involves a lot of tasks, including part sales. Loyalty is part of it. Service marketing is part of it. So there are many other aspects to that. So I'm sure Sunil will introduce himself much better as and when he joins. So as of now, I'll just try to present uh, the screen. Just a second. So is the presentation on? Yes. Yeah. So the need for social media outreach and retention. So one of the factors that determines the need for an outreach to the customers is the vehicle age. Just check if the presentation is visible. I think you'll have to reshare it online. So when we talk about vehicle age, so as the vehicle goes out of manufacturer warranty, customer starts looking generally throughout the industry. Customers start looking for non OEM workshops. Uh, as part of that, all the manufacturers or OEMs throughout the world try to increase the warranty period of the vehicle so that the customers stay longer with them. Because as the vehicle gets older, the customers lose interest to visit authorized workshops. There are so many options nowadays that are coming up, which are not authorized. They may not necessarily provide the same level of service that an OEM does, but customers still prefer going out to those workshops. Uh, Another thing is the ownership change. Once a vehicle gets sold, let's say from first owner to a second owner, many times, more often than not, the contact details go unrecorded. The transaction itself goes unrecorded because many of these vehicles are sold through other third party resellers. If the second owner or the repurchased customer does not visit the authorized workshop, that customer is lost forever. And generally that's what happens if you are purchasing a used car. So the, the thought behind it is, the first thought that comes to customers mind is the authorized service center might be expensive, so they don't even try going to the authorized workshop, uh, because of this mentality that has set in since the beginning. uh, Considering that now most of the manufacturers have tried to make their services competitive, and provide the quality that outside garages or local garages do not provide at all. Another thing is cost of ownership. As a vehicle warranty, it goes out of warranty. Normally, customers perceive that my ownership cost will increase because my vehicle is now out of warranty. Any kind of repairs will have to be paid by the customer, and then authorized service centers, the parts are expensive, the labor is expensive. This kind of perception has built up over time. There are so many products that we as manufacturers have that the customers don't even know. They don't even try to find out whether we have any kind of offers, whether we have any kind of loyalty products that will help the customers uh, you know get the services done, get the parts replaced at a much competitive cost and at a quality which is unparalleled in the local garage. So this is a need why we want to reach out to our customers, whether they are active or whether they are inactive, whether they are used car customers, somewhere if they are out of the service network, getting the latest contact details, whether it's a phone number or a valid email ID. So that becomes difficult for us. Yeah. So what are we looking for? Basically, a clear solution or a tool or an idea which will help us first reach out to these customers. So reach out to the active, inactive, old, new customers through social media, which is not just limited to social media, but also through any kind of customer touch point that we can find. Next is re-engage. So once we reach out to them, what do we want to do? We want to re-engage with these customers. This has to be some innovative way wherein we are able to catch their attention and bring them back to interact with the brand. Once they are back with us, we want to retain them. So throughout the ownership journey, we already have a lot of products. We have the base is ready to retain our customers. The point is we are not able to reach out to them. uh, Many brands are not able to reach out to the lost customers. The re-engagement factor is not there, and that's why the retention is lower. And of course, going ahead and repurchasing. Once our brands are, customers are retained with us, they have that faith in us that the service cost is lower, it's competitive. Then the
Yes, can you hear
repurchase.
me? Anuj?
Yes, Sunil, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So Sunil, I was just mentioning about what we are looking for. We were just talking about the retention and the repurchase. So we want some innovative way to capture, understand the customers, and try and get them to upgrade, or at least upsell or cross sell our other brand vehicles. We have our own brands vehicles which are we are continuously launching newer models. So that is somewhere we want to engage our customers and get their buy-in. Sunil, if you want to mention something regarding what we are looking for.
So guys, very good afternoon. Sorry for joining in late due to some technical issue here. So what we are looking from all of you is, of course, the a very clear, implementable and a practical solution or an idea or a tool, which, as Anuj was mentioning about. So we should actually include all of this, what you can see on the screen right now, which is the reach, where we would like to reach a maximum of our customers. So when I say maximum customers, we have typically we have a lot of active customers with us currently, and of course, while I'm saying active, there are a lot of inactive customers also who are not visiting our workshops. And apart from that, we have some old customers, since we are already 10 years old in the market, in Indian market. So we have old customers and we have brand new customers who have recently purchased cars. So overall, if you see here, we would like to have some kind of a solution or a tool where I can reach all of these customers to enhance the business. And this is a very common issue which is faced by a lot of players in the industry also. So that is one. And of course, once I reach all of these customers, the second point would be how to engage them or how to re-engage them. So that will be a biggest challenge for us again, once we reach all these customers. So we would like to have some kind of an innovative way to engage these customers with some kind of an excitement through digital space or through face to face. So in any medium. So that is, we are not restricting that here as of now. So that would be left to all of you. So where we want you guys to come up with a lot of innovative solutions or a lot of exciting solutions, wherein we would like to engage all our customers in a very innovative way. So while we re-engage them again, the next challenge would be how to retain these customers. And so when I say retain, I don't want to retain them for a particular time period per se. For example, let's say in terms of months or some 1 or 2 years. So I would like to retain these customers over a long period of time, especially through the journey of the car ownership. So in this space also, we would want to explore a lot of things through you guys. So we would like to have some kind of a solution or an idea from all of you to retain these customers throughout the journey. And of course, whatever we are doing right now in terms of reach and then re-engaging and then retaining these customers, so all these things should lead to a repurchase of our car again, or repurchase of our own products again. And hence we would like to have some kind of an innovative way to first of all capture the information, or the love or the interest what these guys have got to our brand especially. And once we evaluate all of these interests and reach, and of course we would like to promote our products for the repurchase purpose. So if you see, overall, we are not limiting your thoughts here, and we would like to have the entire solution, starting from the reach of the customer, how to reach them, how to engage them, how to retain with us, and how to promote our new products in for the repurchase. So, so this is what we are actually looking from all of you in this program. Yeah.
Okay.
So, to the next slide, Anuj.
Yeah. So just moving on, some potential solutions. So we don't want to restrict your ideas or your thoughts to what we've mentioned here. This is just a broad idea of what we are trying to just open up your thoughts. So when we talk about reach, probably we can have a kind of a hashtag or image recognition to auto post some relevant comments. So let's say if they have a Volkswagen logo on their image, or they have a vehicle on their image, or they're talking about our brands, maybe SKODA, Volkswagen, Audi. So we want to, you can recognize and auto post maybe relevant comments or offers. When we talk about re-engaging the customers, so can we optimize our social media content, whatever we have? We are talking about a lot of things. We post, now we're coming up with the Tygoon, we are posting a lot of things. So can we understand that what is the customer preference pattern, what timings do they normally log in? So these are the many parts of the preferences that we want to understand: the content preference, the timing preference, the platform preference, and then we can use that to optimize our social media content. And of course, when we are talking about retaining the customers, whatever data we have through the social media, we can correlate with our vehicle data, in order to then offer something personalized to the customers. So it can be maybe maybe an accessory that the customer might be interested about. Looking at, if the customer is, let's say, interested in off-roading, or if the customer is looking for something adventurous, we have accessories in our kitty which we can provide to them, and something that we understand if that the customer would like to fit or have on their vehicles. Anything you can add, Sunil, please?
So, guys, some of the potential solutions here, what we have, what you can see on the screen, are very limited, which we are just informing you in terms of the potential solutions. But then, yes, let's not limit your thoughts on only to these things. So when I say the entire solution, I would like to have some things from the digital space in terms of the reach, in terms of the engage, and in terms of the and the retain also. So which would include all the new technologies like AI or ML based that would serve the purpose here.
Yeah. So that's it.
So hopefully I think things are very clear, and we would like to wish you all the best for all the creative and the innovative minds here. So please don't restrict your thoughts. Please come up with a good or a practical and an implementable solution wherein we can evaluate, and you guys should give us a fight to go through your solutions and understand it. Yeah, sure. That's it. Thanks a lot.
Parag, you're on mute.
It said press M to unmute, but it didn't somehow help. But anyway, yeah, yes. Thank you so much for again having those power packed and very concise set of slides. I didn't have to give you any time check, and we will open now for question and answer session. But let me throw the same question that we had for the previous session, because even here we are talking about social media, which means again here lot of person related data. So how are we handling that part? how strict are we, and what is important to look out for, because otherwise I can go from left, right, and center in taping that data via social media.
So, as mentioned earlier, Parag, it's important, as we said, to have customer consent before we use any kind of data. That is restricted. Whatever is available publicly, whatever is available through open source, we can use that. There are also programs available on social media wherein earlier there was you could identify an account personally, but now you cannot. So that is also kind of restricted, but we want to keep within the customer or the data privacy laws that are there in this country, or even as per the GDPR, which is a European standard. And then we want to, ensure that the project or the solution follows those norms.
Good to know.
Okay, we have a question from Deepak Singh again. So he's asking, will we be segregating our customer base into different categories based on some factors such as a lifetime value, propensity
Propensity to
to
buy.
buy? Huh. So can you please address? Hmm.
Yes, Deepak, these are very relevant points, and yes, we would very much love to have some kind of segmentation of our customers based on the LTV, the propensity, and that is what will define how we retain and re-engage our customers. And I believe you are part of the earlier session as well, so that data sensing will help us get these parameters on the plate, and then we can use it for our social media and retention part.
Mhm. Okay. And when it's come to propensity to buy, how can we measure that? Because it's very subjective.
So, Kaustubh, there are so once we look at, or once maybe Deepak can help us look at the data uh, of how the person is owning the vehicles. We also have customers who are repurchasing even today. So what are the kind of parameters that are there, that is common among customers who are repurchasing? What are the trigger points? So that is something that we can study, and then we can have a kind of there's a score. So there's a propensity score which we can have for each of the customers, and then we can uh, maybe promote only to people who are so, as Deepak has just mentioned, it reduces wasteful marketing spends. You promote your products only to the customer base who is has a higher propensity to repurchase. So
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Any more questions?
Let's give it a couple of minutes more for people to sink that in, to think about it, and ask us questions. And at the end, I will announce again the schedule for tomorrow and day after.
Sure.
Right.
Meanwhile, allow me to flash my slide with tomorrow's schedule coming your way in a couple of seconds. Now you should be able to see the slide. Can somebody give me a signal whether you are able to see the slide with all the webinars?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Kaustubh. Yeah, so while we wait for other questions, here is the whole schedule for of webinars again. Today we have had two webinars on two topics, one each: data sensing and social media outreach, and customer retention. Tomorrow we have another set of topics that will be covered through webinars. digital customer journey from 3 to 3:30, and new car or used car sales from 3:30 to 4. How can you access these webinars? Again, you can simply come to i-mobilothon.com, and as you can see here on the screenshot, right at the top there will be a blue line that talks about webinar. Simply click on it, you'll be redirected. Or you can also visit the YouTube and LinkedIn channel of Incubate Hub, and you will see a separate link there. We have the last set of webinars on day after tomorrow, on 22nd of July, again from 3 to 4, 3 to 3:30 we have innovative solutions for Indian market, and 3:30 to 4 we have car connectivity future trends. So every topic one more exciting than the other. So stay tuned, visit us, and whatever your questions, free feel to shoot them during the webinars through the chat or after the webinar. And we look forward to more and more interest and more on participation on all of these topics. Yeah. Do we have questions in between?
I think there are two questions.
Yes.
Fantastic. Yeah. The screen can be then unshared from my side, and we can go back to the normal screen where we can see our panelists. Thank you.
Okay, so we have two questions. One is from Pradeep. So, what is existing tools and systems you are using? So, any comments on this?
So currently we have our own social media, social media content that we throw out, but it's nothing like targeted to any particular customer as such. Uh, these are normal posts that are going out. When we have our uh, campaigns for specifically inactive users, something like that, that time we do try and use some solutions, but nothing specific as such.
Okay. All right. There is one more question from Pradeep. So, from integration point of view, like CRM or DMS. So, Pradeep, so it's not like if you are using any HTTP based service, then it's not easy. It's not difficult to integrate, so it's not the issue. Okay, we have one more comment from Savi. So I think the data sensing model outcome can be used for social media outreach better managed and targeted campaign. So it's just a comment. Okay.
Yes, that's right, Sovik.
Okay. Okay, that's it then. Over to you, Parag.
All right. It's 2:59. Thank you very much, everyone who joined us today. Thank you for showing your interest, and a special thank you also to the panelists who took out their time from their busy schedule and had some fantastic insights in both the topics. So I think those who have attended this webinar, a lot of more clarity is now there, and we will see some. We hope to see some fantastic results in when we receive entries from our participants. So I will see you in tomorrow's session at 3 o'clock on the same link.
Parag, there's just one question from Deepak. Where he's talking
Sure.
about NPS. So Deepak, currently we do not have any kind of NPS program or NPS score recording facility, but we do have our after sales service experience scores that we measure. So if that can be one of the inputs to the data sensing, and then can be used for social media outreach as well. So if that answers your question, but yes, nothing like a net promoter score model or something that we use as of now. Yeah, so that's it.
All right. In that case, thank you very much. Have a nice day, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow at 3 o'clock via i-mobilothon.com. Till then, take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.